Coach Corey Wayne, and this is my video coaching newsletter. And the topic of today's newsletter is going to be Dominant Behavior Attracts Women. Well, this particular article today we're going to be talking about, I got a guy, he's got an email that he wrote me here about a gal that he was dating and hooking up with. And over the course of 3 months that they were together, she basically told him on three different occasions, I just want to be friends. And he persisted anyways. And he usually got what he wanted because it was obvious, I think, from this letter that obviously the girl had a high level of attraction to him. But as the months went by and he got more heavily emotionally invested in the relationship and started basically projecting his high level of interest onto her, he turned her off and he started acting needy and weak and clingy, calling her constantly. Whereas it started out in the beginning, she was chasing him, and he just didn't pay attention to the fact that her interest level was dropping, and it flipped. So he was doing most of the chasing and the pursuing, and he kept getting put in friendship zone. And so basically he wants to know what to do to turn it around, because what's interesting was the biggest thing that you can do to ruin attraction with a woman is to act like a wuss. Because, look at it this way. A woman wants to go out on a date. She wants to focus on looking hot, because she's going to put 4 or 5 fucking dresses on when she's getting ready for your date. She's going to take an hour to do her makeup. She's going to get her nails done, her hair done. She might try on 4 or 5 pairs of shoes, go with the dress that she finally picks out. There's a lot that goes into it. And she just wants to show up, look good, look hot, and have a good time, and feel comfortable, and hopefully laugh because you're showing her a good time. And what she doesn't want to do is she wants you to take the dominant role, and she wants you to take the direction. She wants you to be responsible for the plans, where you go, what you do. She just wants to basically show up, look hot, and be entertained. She wants you to create a romantic opportunity for sex to happen. She doesn't want to have to decide on the restaurant. She doesn't want you to give her 3 places and tell her to pick a choice. She wants you to make all the plans, and so she can just show up and slowly discover what's on the itinerary for the evening. It's all about being mysterious and let her figure out what's going to happen, not in advance, but when she's actually on the date. If the restaurant is really busy and there's a big line there, instead of standing at the hostess counter and looking stupid and going, wow, look at all these people, be the dominant male and walk up to the hostess, find out how long is it, and when's the table going to be ready, go put your name in, do those kinds of things. Hey, can we sit at the bar? Can we sit outside maybe? You want to be responsible for that, because you don't want to sit there and hang back and just sit there like a good little boy, because you don't want to upset anybody, or I don't want to go up there with all those people at the hostess stand, because if she gets ticked off that you're not doing anything and you're just kind of standing there in the lobby, yeah, you might be talking, but women notice these little things. And so this is important because you're the one that's taking her out to show her a good time, and so therefore you're the CEO of the date. You're the CEO of having a good time that night. And so where you go, picking the plans, making sure shit happens at the restaurant. If she asks for a water and the guy has ignored her, the next time the dude comes by, or somebody else, flag him down and or maybe the manager even, and make sure she gets what she wants. That's dominant male behavior. You're taking care of everything because you want to make sure that your goddess just sit there and enjoy herself and have a good damn time and just look amazing and charm her pants off, obviously. So I'm going to go through this email. So I'm not going to read the whole thing because it's pretty long, but he brings up a bunch of little things that you can see that he's doing wrong that have obviously turned her off. And you can see, obviously, he's really into this girl, and this is why he does a lot of these things, is that guys that haven't learned to exercise self-control, when they get on a date and their interest level starts to go up, it's like they start acting dopey, and they throw everything out the window that they know, and they start acting weak, and they start acting submissive, and this is what causes them to get rejected. He says, there's this girl that's been on my mind after she told me to just be friends. We were together for about 3 months. She's told me that she just wanted to be friends 3 different times. The first time was after a fun day alone we had together. I hinted that I wanted sex and was talking dirty near the end of the date. She told me that she didn't want to hurt me. In other words, what she's telling you is that she's basically saying to you that I can tell you have no emotional self-control, dude, and therefore it's probably better that we don't date and you don't get hung up on me, because I can tell, because women understand this stuff way better than men do, and she can tell you're the type of guy that you're insecure and you're needy, and as time goes on and you like her more and more, basically you're going to start acting like a needy jackass and clingy, and she's just going to have to reject you, because you're not the first guy that she's hung out with that has acted this way around here. This is the thing with women. That's why they're so good at rejecting guys, and most guys never know what's going on. They don't know that they're getting rejected. It's just, if you're on a date with her, more than likely she's probably been out with 10 times the amount of women, or she's probably been out with 10 times the number of guys on dates than you've been out with women. So she just has a lot more experience, and so she's learned to recognize that weak behavior, so she can disqualify you before she gets too emotionally invested. And she's just trying to warn you because she's looking at you and she sized you up and she thinks, you ain't got what it takes. She still loves me but would never forgive me. I guess apparently he was friends with this girl first. She has thought about me during the day and at night, and I told her that if that was how she feels, I'll stop bothering her. And he said he liked going along with being friends. And he said, of course I want to be your friend. And then she proceeded to talk dirty with me, and we had a nice time in bed. So she said, I just want to be friends, and they were just hanging out, and he was cool. And he's like, hey, no problem, whatever. Take it or leave it kind of attitude. He was indifferent towards it. And it's good, because back then his interest level wasn't sky high like it is now. And so he was able to say that. And so basically what happened is, like, what you got to understand is women like sex just as much as us. And if they're going to hang out and hook up with you, they want to know that it's going to be drama-free and that they can come and go as they please. When she wants to see you, she'll call you, she'll text you, come over, hang out, that kind of thing. So he says, let's see here, she made me a priority and would do anything to make me happy. I assume this is when things were good, obviously. It was around this time that I started getting needy and clingy. This turned her off, but I didn't notice. I would do things that you would shake your head at. Well, if it makes you feel any better, a long time ago I used to do the same fucking shit. Probably even worse than what you did. You've read my book, and you've read a lot about it. During her time of the month, I started acting like a butler. I told her I'd be there if she needs anything. I bombarded her phone with texts to make sure she felt comfortable. Chasing women guarantees rejection, man. I woke up to a text telling me she just wanted to be friends, and that was it. I was devastated and told her I still loved her and would wait for her to find love for me again. She told me that she loves me and to just take it slow. In other words, she basically said, let's just be friends. And you're like, hey, I'm not interested in being friends, and I know it's just a matter of time before you fall in love with me again. And that was kind of cocky for you to say that, because you basically, and then when she said, just take it slow, she's like, all right, okay. But I will not hesitate to put you back in friendship zone if you fuck up again. So he says, I couldn't take it anymore, and I wrote her a long, sappy email telling her how much I love her, but told her that I can't stick around as a friend. However, I returned the next day, stupid of me, and stayed around as a friend. It's like, that's weak beta male behavior. It's like when you tell a woman that you're going to do something, and then the next day you go completely against what you just said. I mean, it's total weakness. It communicates weakness in your masculine core. When you do that with a woman and she doesn't trust your masculine core, she's not going to feel safe and comfortable with you, and she's certainly not going to have attraction. She's actually going to lose attraction for you when you act that way. A month has passed and we're still friends. There were little arguments I had with her during the month. Well, men who understand women don't argue with them. But every time I would come back and apologize, it's like, you should never apologize for wanting a woman. It's, basically what's going on here is that your fear of loss, your fear of losing her, is you figure, hey, it's better to get, instead of getting rejected and blown out of her life altogether, I'll stay in it as a friend, hoping that it'll eventually go back to the way things were. And when you tell a woman something and then you go back on your word, she just sees you as being weak. And the more you do it, she'll start to lose respect for you, especially if you start walking all over her and acting like a butler like you've done here. Obviously, that you'll get put in friend zone and she loses all respect for you. She'll never love you. And then so he says that he says, 4 days ago, I finally sent her an email using the format you gave in your article. Here's the best strategy to get an ex back. And what they always say about that's something you say in person. It's not something you write in an email or a letter. And it's like when you're doing that, it's because that's the easy way out. That's the weak way out. Real men communicate their feelings and their thoughts and what they want in person. And then he basically says here that he sticks to what he tells her what he wants, sticks to it, and then he basically sounds like he turned into a kind of a cold dick to her. And so she deleted him from her friends list or whatever. So the thing is, being indifferent does not mean being an asshole. It just means that, hey, this is what I want, and if you don't want the same thing, that's cool, but hey, give me a call if you change your mind. It's just you leave the door open either way, and then you go about your life focusing on meeting and dating new women and getting good at the skills that I teach so you can get over this poverty and this scarcity mindset that you have around women, where it's like basically, oh my God, this is the last woman I'm ever going to meet. And if you have that kind of mentality, it's not only you're going to continue striking out with this particular girl if you hear from her again, but the same thing's going to happen in the future. And so he says, what can I do? I mean, you've told her what you wanted, and basically the only thing you can do is walk away. If she contacts you, just stick, hey, this is what I want. It's like if you're cool, if you want to hang out and see me and we'll have friends with benefits kind of relationship, then cool, but I'm not interested in just being your friend. And if that's the case, awesome, let's get together, meet, and have a drink. And then just set a definite time to get together and have a good time, and obviously take her back to your place and create an opportunity for sex to happen. That's the whole point of the courtship. If she calls and she's getting, because more than likely, if you do hear from her, she'll call you and try to get you to just go along with the friendship thing, because you always did in the past. That was the weak thing that you always went along with. And so if you stick to your guns and what you want, that's going to give you the best chance to succeed. But in the meantime, I mean, there's nothing else to do with this particular girl. You got to move on and keep your options open and find somebody who's actually available.